Hey Tax Pros, let's check out how Impacts Tax uses SmartWiz's AI-powered tax prep assistant Wizzy in our firm to help us double our clientele year over year. Come check it out. Well, so once I download and get access to Wizzy, it always lives right up here in my browser bar, so I'm always able to access Wizzy no matter what screen I'm on my computer. I can open up Wizzy and it'll scoop my screen over just automatically for me. Beautiful. And once I'm logged in, I'm pretty much ready to rock and roll. So in Impacts Tax, once one of my clients completes their get free quote form, they'll complete this information and then I'll send them a link to my intake form. Sometimes it's through JotForm, sometimes it's through Cognito, sometimes it's Sweet Dash, GHL. Depending on the type of client, I have kind of different systems. But the cool thing is that Wizzy works with all of them, no matter which one my client goes through. So once my client gets through their free quote form here and they get access automatically to their client portal, whatever system you use to gather their data works. And once I know that my client has submitted all their information, their documents, and their return is ready to rock, I'm ready to open up Wizzy, right? And so once I get Wizzy open, I can click add a client. And this is where a lot of the magic happens. Like I said, I can use JotForm, I could use Cognito Form, Go High Level, Sweet Dash, Google Drive. If I collect documents in person or via email, I can use those two and just simply upload them all right here. So real easy. If I were to do JotForm, you just get logged into your JotForm account. And then once you're logged in and you set up this integration with Wizzy, you only have to do this part once. And it works really similarly for Cognito Form, Go High Level, Sweet Dash, Google Drive, all that kind of stuff. It's real easy. And now Wizzy has all my information right here. Since I'm working on 2526, I'll go ahead and pin that to the top so it stays right here for me. And once I click, I'm able to view all my clients' submissions. Like I said, this works no matter how I collect my client data. So whether I collect client data through JotForm, Cognito, Go High Level, in-person, email, carrier pigeon, smoke signal, however you collect it, as long as you're able to export a copy of that information from like TaxDome, Atom, Taxes to Go, you're able to download that client's information and upload it directly into Wizzy. Wizzy can handle data from just about any source, including previous year's returns, stuff like that. So once I upload all that information into Wizzy, Wizzy's going to begin processing this information, understanding the client's situation, and creating what we call a client profile. So while this is processing, I'm actually going to go film some other content for Impacts Tax real quick to show out to my clients and start getting that marketing buzz going. So while Wizzy's finishing importing all this stuff, I'm going to go film another piece of content over here. In that time, that 2 minutes it took me to kind of film that B-roll content for my business, also kind of reset the house, hack. Wizzy's done processing my client's information, and I'm able to come back over here and get started on preparing these tax returns. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up my TaxSlayer or my tax prep software and get logged in. We'll do Millard's return, so I'll just click on Millard's name to view my client's profile. And here you're able to see all the information that they provided you on their intake, all the different documents that you uploaded, all that good stuff. If your client added maybe a duplicate document, you could edit and delete the duplicate. Or if they, let's say, sent you another one separately outside of their organizer, you can always click that upload button on their client profile and add that extra document. So once you feel ready to go, and ready to run this return, all you're going to do is click this unlock return button, and that's going to give you access to this one-click return feature. So simply get started, start the new tax return in your tax prep software. So real quick, I'm just going to type this in. And press start return. And once that tax return gets started, or gets loaded up on the left-hand side on your tax prep software, you're simply just going to click this one-click return button and let Wizzy get to work and do the magic. So the real cool thing is Wizzy's going to, in real time, begin completing this tax return for you, filling out all the client's basic information, adding those documents that you provided, and completing that first draft of the return for you. So again, while Wizzy's kind of working, I like to kind of double dip, if you will. I like to get some other stuff done. So while Wizzy's knocking out this return, I'm actually going to go give my team a call real quick, do our quick little morning check-in while Wizzy knocks out this tax return. Beautiful. And once you see that one click is complete on the right, now you're ready to go through and review the information. This is one of my favorite parts of using Wizzy in my firm, is it makes the review process a lot quicker and a lot easier. So I'll click the client's name and I'm going to go back and just review side by side the information that Wizzy entered versus the information provided by my client. So filing status checks out. We'll see really how accurate this thing is. Perfect. Date of birth. Yup. Address is correct. Phone number is correct. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and look at the documents. This is another one of my favorite things because directly inside of Wizzy, I'm able to kind of zoom in, zoom out, rotate the document, drag it where I need it. It just makes viewing these documents a little bit easier because sometimes the ones that clients provide are less than ideal. So 13, yep, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yep. Beautiful. So far Wizzy has been on point. I haven't had to make any changes. Beautiful. Yep. Nice job, Wizzy. Beautiful. Okay, so Wizzy made a little bit of an error here, so I'll just go ahead and delete this information. You're able to edit the tax return just as you normally would. And I'm going to keep a note of that. Wizzy accidentally put something in box 11 on this W-2. That way I can train Wizzy after this and get Wizzy to do better next time. So perfect, box 13's right. Let's look at 12. Yep. Beautiful. Nothing in box 14. Awesome. Check out the state information. Beautiful. So now I can go to my next document. Really easy. Wizzy will typically go in the order that you see the documents listed, so you can usually review pretty quick and easy in that order. So student loan interest, 56. Yep. Boom. Awesome. That's the last one of our client's documents. And so now I'm kind of free to start having those conversations with my client Millard, right? Now I'm able to call him, find out those little extra bits of information to kind of help put his return over the edge just a little bit more, right? And so I reviewed the return. Took me a couple minutes maybe to get the client uploaded, the return complete, and to review. So now all that's left to do other than talk with my client is just to rate Wizzy and let Wizzy know how it did. So I'll click these stars and I'm going to just put in the comments what was good, what was bad. Just like a team member, Wizzy needs that good and bad reinforcement. So it can't, you want to give it some positive reinforcement to help Wizzy know what to keep doing more of. And so in the comments, I'll put, great job, just accidentally put a value that doesn't belong on box 11 of the W-2. And then submit feedback. The more specific you can be, the easier it is for Wizzy to learn exactly what it is that you want. So it submitted that feedback, and now Wizzy's going to be able to learn from that in real time. So now that this client's done, I could save, exit, go back. and start working on my next client, you'll see that Millard's status has changed automatically to completed. That means one click has been completed on this client, and it is, ready to rock and roll. Now that's how Impacts Tax uses Wizzy to complete tax returns in one click and help reduce my data entry for my clients personally. Thanks for watching. We're excited to see you out there and on Wizzy.